Hi, this is Stephen Best. I just wanted to go on record saying that the speech that I gave was not a reflection of what I can do, but rather a reflection of really, really bad circumstances. But at the time, it was the best I could do so. That being said, here's the speech that I wish you guys would have heard, and I wish I would have been able to give had my computer not crashed and had everything else not happened. But that being said, here is the speech. And this is on the conscious laws. A person's a person no matter how small, or so Dr. Seuss wrote in Horton Hears a Who. But what if a person isn't treated like a person because they are small? Such was my experience in junior high school. Our school was divided. Friends were pitted against friends, neighbors against neighbors. Civility lost out to pride, and the school was ready for civil war. Yes, my friends, that is what happens in sports when it is rivalry week. In my school you were either a fan of Team A or Team B. There was no middle ground. Having worn the jersey of the team I was supporting, knowing full well that this team was the sworn enemy of my teacher, any time he would ask a question and I would raise my hand to answer, I was never called on to answer the question, even when I was the only one raising my hand. This was a new experience for me. Never had I been completely ignored, like I wasn't even in the room. And as he would ask, anybody know the answer? Nobody? Nobody? The flames of anger were rising, and soon I couldn't take it any more. The words that came out of my mouth shocked even me. I am a person, no matter how small. I am not nobody. And one of these days, if you keep on ignoring me, I'm going to kick you in the balls. Never a good thing to say to your teacher. So what does a person do when it is the government that is the bully? Right of conscience laws are nothing more than freedom of religion laws. These laws are written to allow an individual to live their religion in their daily lives without having to worry about the government telling them what they can and can't believe, and what parts of their religion they can and can't practice. Let's take the example of gay marriage. This comes from a January 21st, 2014 Fox News article. The owners of a Christian bakery who refused to make a wedding cake for a lesbian couple are facing hundreds of thousands of dollars in fines after they were found guilty of violating the couple's civil rights. The Oregon Bureau of Labor and Industries said that they found substantial evidence that Sweet Cakes by Melissa discriminated against the lesbian couple and violated the Oregon Equality Act of 2007, a law that protects the rights of the LGBT community. From that same article, Tony Perkins, president of the Family Research Council, told me the plight of the Klein family is another example of the consequences of redefining marriage. We're seeing a steady drumbeat of the loss of religious liberty, the ability to live your life, conduct your business according to the principles and teachings of your faith, Perkins said. August 14th, 2014, from the Washington Times newspaper. New York farm owners who rent their facilities for birthday parties and wedding ceremonies have been fined thousands of dollars for refusing to host a lesbian wedding. Cynthia and Robert Gifford were fined $10,000 in order to pay $3,000 in restitution to the lesbian couple after they refused to hold the wedding at their Liberty Ridge farm near Albany, Religion News Service reported. In 1993, Congress passed the Restoration of Religious Freedom Act, which was designed so that people wouldn't have to choose between living their religious beliefs or being faced with a lawsuit. But now this law is constantly being ignored. States have been passing similar laws, but judges ignore these laws, saying that they don't think the law is constitutional. This leaves a person who gets fined thousands of dollars for living and practicing their religion no recourse. And what about parents? In 2009, from CBS News, a central Wisconsin couple who prayed rather than seeking medical care for their 11-year-old dying daughter was sentenced Tuesday to 6 months in jail and 10 years probation in the girl's death. Dale Newman, 47, read from the Bible and told the judge that he loved his daughter. I am guilty of trusting my Lord's wisdom completely, guilty of asking for heavenly intervention, guilty of following Jesus Christ when the whole world does not understand, guilty of obeying my God, he said. So basically, if the government doesn't like the way you live your religion, they can force you to choose between living your religion or going bankrupt and spending time in jail. Which one would you choose? Who's to say that the government won't start policing churches for hate speech? Where does it all end? Former U.S. President Ronald Reagan, in his farewell address to the nation, warned, I hope we have once again reminded people that man is not free unless government is limited. There is a clear cause and effect here that is as neat and predictable as the law of physics. As government expands, liberty contracts. The time has come to join together in the fight for the right of conscience laws to be enshrined in the U.S. Constitution. Call your U.S. Senator. Email your U.S. Congressman. Demand that they protect your right to live your religion free from government intrusion. That's the only way to ensure that the government can't expand its way into our religious beliefs and that judges can't ignore us, no matter how small they think we are. Once we lose our ability to object, then we are no longer a person but an entity of the state, and it may be us that rise up in anger, threatening to kick the government where it hurts, so to speak. And then heaven help us when the government retaliates. And you thought junior high school detention was bad. That's my speech. Thanks for listening. And see you later. Bye.